Move on to Theory, brothers. He, of course, won the men's Money in the Bank. There was no real explanation of why he was added late, but he was. He just suddenly came in, right? It was just announced. Pierce, Theory's in the match. Cool. Obviously, what did we have in there? We had Seth Rollins, we had Sami Zayn, we had Riddle, we had Drew McIntyre, we had Sheamus, Theory, as mentioned, Madcap Moss. There's one more in there.
Almost.
Yeah, Amos, right? So, interestingly, in this match, they had what I would say in Austin Theory and Madcap Moss, like Vince's latest projects. He obviously wants Madcap to be the babyface, and Theory is the project heel. You can see it a mile off. I'll just give my thoughts very quickly before I pass it off. I think this is a year too early for Theory. I think if you have Cena next year at WrestleMania, that would have been good for Theory. Right by the time you get there, that would have been good. Then he gets to win, then Money in the Bank. Now, is he the guy to end Roman Reigns? Like, do you know? I'm like, because I sincerely doubt, even if he might not even be successfully cash in, but then I wouldn't put it past him, given how much Vince thinks about him. Let's say he, cashes in, then is he factored into a massive match at WrestleMania next year? Like, oh man, I'm having a hard time. Like, in principle, I understand. Like, he's young. We've all been pining for new blood in WWE. Yeah, both of the Money in the Bank winners are in their 20s. Great, that makes me happy. Cool. He's a good-looking guy. He's massive. I can see why Vince likes him. I can see it. Right, everyone can. It wasn't the right time for me. It wasn't the right time for him. I know in some quarters, mostly Twitter, there's still mud on his name as well, which doesn't help. A lot of people having a hard time. I know he's a heel, and it was like, you're supposed to hate him. This is different.
Go away.
Yeah, like there is some of that, right? That is still lingering. And I don't know how long it will linger for.
Then, now, forever. Together,
yeah. But it's one of them, man. Like I can see why it happened, and I guess there must be a plan with him because Vince is super hands-on of what's going on. But I don't see a positive way of how this is going to end for Theory. Like at this juncture with Roman on the roll that he's on, and they probably think in their minds, this will make him. He'll take the belt off Roman, and he's the guy. Bollocks! It won't help him. It'll be the absolute opposite, if you ask me. SB3, I see you chomping at the bit. Give me your thoughts, man.
I want to be happy for Theory. Theory was the first ever wrestler that I ever interviewed back in 2018 when he was still in Evolve. Yeah. First ever wrestler I interviewed in person. And he told me about his dreams of becoming a WWE superstar and facing John Cena. So it's been cool to kind of watch his journey from Evolve into NXT, into WWE. And, I'm happy that Vince sees something in him because I think he is very talented. I think that a lot of fans that just watch Monday Night Raw or, the main roster haven't seen how talented he is because he's had really good matches and shown a fantastic arsenal on whether it's involved in the independent scene or whether it was on NXT. And his character work, I think that even him being the meathead of the way is a lot better than the character work that he's done on the main roster. Yes, because making him basically a caricature of Tyler Breeze it's not the way to go. Everybody was like, when he did the segment with John Cena, I saw some WWE fans that were like, oh my god, I felt this instant chemistry between them. I did not feel that. It felt, I've made this analogy a couple of times and I'll make it here. It felt like a 9-year-old that just won the Pee Wee Football League talking to the high school quarterback who just won the national championship and saying, hey, look at me with my Pee Wee title. I'm gonna take a selfie because I got the better of you. Yeah, and Cena treated him like he was beneath him, and I was like, this is not. He is, yeah, because of how they presented him. His presentation has not been well done, and yes, this feels like too soon for him because of that. Because of all it, 100% comes down to his presentation. It doesn't come down to the talent. It doesn't come down to his look, and the fact that Vince sees him as a future John Cena when he breathes and yells at people. He's the new Randy Orton. He's the new Randy Orton. If he's anyone from that generation, he's the new Randy Orton in every way possible. He's not the new John.
He's not. He's the new Mark Jindrak.
No, now you're just being
you're being obtuse.
Great vertical leap, just like Theory. Great, he can jump stuff.
No, stop it. You're the new Sean O'Hare, but come on, like,
hey, listen,
like no. He screams the new Randy Orton. He's Randy Orton 2.0. He just oozes that type of like swarmy kind of cocky heel, and that's what he needs to be presented as. This whole selfie thing and pose downs and baby oil. This is not the way to present somebody that you see as a future star. And it feels to me that they gave him Money in the Bank because they didn't want to go any of the directions that were a lot more interesting, honestly. Riddle winning. Riddle screamed like a future main event star that needed to win this matchup throughout. He was the MVP. He was the MVP of that matchup. The floating bro, the RKO on Seth Rollins. He was the star of that matchup. And if he would have won and you would have built him up for a couple of months for him doing it for Randy, I think that he could have been that next star for WWE to make. And, you know, everybody wanted Seth Rollins. I said it before, I'll say it again. I was not with that. Told you WWE does not do great things twice. So anybody that's hoping, oh, Seth can save this whole Brock and Roman thing, it wasn't going to happen. So I'm happy that he didn't win. And then Sami Zayn had the most interesting storyline of them all, with him doing it for the bloodline. And even I would have even taken Drew McIntyre doing an RVD in 2006 and winning it, and then saying he's going to cash in at Clash of the Castle. I would have preferred that over Austin Theory, because Theory winning it screams to me the Money in the Bank winner is not cashing in successfully.
Sat, any thoughts on you? I assume you agree with Sat. You think, sorry, SB3, you think Theory's gonna fuck it? He's not gonna cash in, right?
Two options: either he loses it to someone, I was thinking, could he lose it to Seth Rollins? Could he lose it to Sami Zayn? I mean, there's options. It could be salvaged. Like, he doesn't have to cash it in and lose.
Why do it? Why do it to salvage it though? Do you know what I mean? Why do it if it's meant to be a rub and a push for him?
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's plan B or C. Maybe Cody was going to win Money in the Bank. Maybe Cody beats him. I don't know. Even though it sounds better for Cody to win Royal Rumble, did the whole triumphant thing coming back from the torn pec. Maybe that Cody was original. Yeah. Or maybe Riddle wins. Maybe it's not too late. And then the reason, the issue with Theory, if we throw out the whole what we know on the internet, his push has been very confusing. When he debuted in NXT, he was pushed as like a future superstar. He looked great. He was getting matches. He looked like a credible threat. That for me reminded me of 03 Randy Orton, because of that sense of danger in the ring. Then we find out what we know. Well, actually, I'm going a bit too quickly. They put him in the main roster. They put him with Andrade. They were going to do Lost in Ingobernables, wherever. And then they backed out. Nope. No, oh no, not this gringo. Then he gets kicked out. He looks like an idiot. Then he joins up with Seth Rollins, which I liked, him and Buddy and Seth. It was going somewhere. And then we found out what we knew. Oh, let's tuck him away. Put him back in NXT. As punishment, you are now a dumb himbo. The way. Even though we liked it, we know why.
It's worth noting, I've interviewed Theory, and he claims, obviously, he didn't say, oh, they pulled me back because of that. But he basically said it was a different reason that he got sent back to NXT, that he needed more polish, something to that effect. Just worth noting. We know the truth, but it's just worth noting. A
student of AR Fox needs polishing. Okay. Yes, they put him back in developmental. Change his character. He's now stupid. Hey, man, give me a high five. That screams main event, or does that scream punishment?
Oh, he was entertaining, though.
No, I enjoyed it, but you didn't say, that's the future champion right there. I believe in him. He looks like he can stick crayons up his nose and accidentally trip up and win the title.
Well, when Riddle was in NXT,
incredible.
But his character still is now. He's a dumb idiot.
No, in the main event is even more. He had an element.
There's
No?
a difference between being a dumb idiot and being high. Riddle was just high. I think
Well,
there's a difference.
either way, is that what WWE would present
Really?
as a champion? Not really.
Compared to how
you get my point. Silly doesn't always equate to if you can flick a switch, right, and you can go, or you can get serious when you need to get serious. I don't necessarily believe like it'd be a lot worse if you're Fandango. And I love Fandango, by the way, but it's a lot worse if you've got that character. You can't dial that up and be like, I'm world champion. You're a fucking dancer. You're dead on arrival.
Hey, Mac, this is another issue. Riddle's a main eventer there, right there. Credibility, MMA background. He can legit beat up everyone in that ring. That's the saddest thing. The way they booked him, it's so crazy. I liked it when he did the series promo. But going back to Fury, yeah, he's booking. They bring him back. Mr. McMahon, him and Mr. McMahon having this weird kind of like uncle nephew relationship. Just don't be alone together.
Shit out of him as well.
It's sub and dom relationship. It's quite bizarre. Again, doesn't scream main eventer because he hasn't taken out a wrestler. For example, as much as I'm happy Bobby Lashley won, this was the right opportunity to take out Bobby Lashley, injure him, look like a threat. He doesn't look like a threat right now. He looks like Mr. McMahon. I lost again. Can you help me, sir?
Where's he from?
Atlanta, Georgia. I think he doesn't talk like that.